Hey everyone, these are 10 new movies released in 2023, which can already be seen on the web. I hope everyone will find something new to watch. Number 1, Looked In. A former movie star named Catherine gets into a car accident. Her entire body is immobile. All she has to do is blink her eyes. A nurse assigned to her tries to find out what really happened to the heroine. Here, it seems someone tried to kill Catherine. To recall in the past, it turns out that the woman has a stepson, Jamie, who suffers from epilepsy, and at some point in her life appeared Lena, a young girl whose mother died. Suddenly, Catherine takes her into her care, and soon a romantic relationship develops between Jamie and Lena. However, no one guesses what secrets the girl is hiding and what she really wants. The plot is a rather mediocre and predictable thriller without expressive visual and bright acting performances. The picture does not stand out much against the background of many similar movies, but fans of the genre may be interested to observe the relationships of the main characters, and then the movie is suitable for a one-time viewing. Number 2, Sisu. 1944, Finland, Germany capitulates from the occupied territories of Europe, leaving behind a scorched field. Meanwhile, somewhere in Lapland, an unremarkable old man wanders with his rucksack full of gold. A passing platoon of Germans decides that the harmless old man is the perfect target for another robbery. Soon they learn that the old man is actually a real killing machine. From this moment begins a whirlpool of Tinian ultra-violence. Unusual action scenes, black humor, all this distinguishes this action movie from most modern representatives of the genre. There are few dialogues in the movie, and the main character is silent most of the whole story. The whole essence of a fairly simple story is a fascinating fence, the action of which unfolds around the charismatic protagonist. The creators do not forget to dilute dynamic scenes with ironic humor. This uncompromising original movie will suit everyone who likes, frankly, brutal action movies. Number 3, Bajotherapia. The events unfold around 3 married couples who do not know each other. They are invited to a group session of psychotherapy, which should help them deal with the problems and disagreements in their couples. However, instead of meeting with a psychologist, 8 envelopes with unexpected and sometimes provocative questions await the heroes. Ahead of the participants, expect arguments, comical situations, as well as frank confessions. Throughout the movie, the viewer will watch the development of a non-trivial psychological story full of unexpected twists and turns. At the expense of humorous scenes, the events acquire realism. Through them, the heroes are revealed from a new side. Of course, the film has enough dramatic scenes that can make the viewer empathize and sympathize. If you like chamber unhurried movies on the theme of relations between men and women, you will definitely like this movie. Number 4, Ballerina. In the past, Choi Woo-ju was a private bodyguard and got into dangerous situations more than once. When she decides to quit, she comes to visit her close friend Min-hee. Unexpectedly, Ju learns that the girl committed suicide. She left a suicide note in which she asks her friend to punish the local gangster involved in her death. The heroine finds out that a certain man, Choi Pro, abuses women, filming everything on camera and then sells these videos. She develops a plan and decides to get the bandit by any means and make him pay for the pain caused. For this, she will have to remember her old days. Talking about the plot, it's a pretty simple revenge story in which Ju uses all her skills to get justice. However, how the story is presented on screen is of utmost importance. Playing with light, camera movement, and unconventional angles, all this creates a dark current atmosphere. This picture is worth getting acquainted with for everyone who likes stylish drive-in action movies. Number 5, The Baker. The story revolves around an elderly baker named Pope Sabinski. He used to serve in the U.S. Armed Forces and now, having retired, periodically suffers from heavy memories. Life is slowly getting better, however. Suddenly, his son, Peter, shows up on his doorstep. For many years, they have not communicated because of family conflicts. Peter gets into a dangerous mess, and in order to protect his daughter, Delphi, he gives her into the care of her father. The protagonist wants to save his family and goes on a journey full of danger and risk. The heroes will have to travel a long way to take revenge on the offenders. The movie looks rather old-fashioned, but because of the rapidly developing plot, does not let you get bored while watching it. Despite the fact that the fight scenes lack the creativity inherent in modern action movies, the picture is still a good crime movie. Number 6, Five Nights at Freddy's. Mike Schmidt is forced to work as a security guard at an abandoned children's entertainment center known as Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. One night, Mike falls asleep and sees his brother Gareth kidnapped by an unknown man. Time after time, the hero returns to the disturbing dream, which grows new details. Mike suspects that mystical things are happening in this place. Based on a popular series of video games, the movie, even at the stage of production, managed to raise a storm of discussion on the internet. This adaptation emphasizes not the scary scenes, but specifically Mike's heartstrings. Of course, the animatronics that were beloved around the world are still here, but you should not expect that by turning on this movie. You will see a 2-hour chase of mechanized puppets after the main character. Nevertheless, the movie has a light narrative and a dark atmosphere. Number 7, Butcher's Crossing. In 1874, young Andrews gives up his studies at Harvard and goes to Kansas in search of real adventure, so he decides to engage in buffalo hunting. The hero has heard stories that this is a great way to get rich while using only his wit and gun. Will finds the mysterious hunter Miller, who promises him an unforgettable expedition if we'll invest a large sum of money in their business. Putting everything on the line, the men embark on a dangerous journey. The picture is saturated with the color of that time. Elements of everyday life, paraphernalia, robes, as well as natural primordial nature. All this enriches visually and makes it extremely attractive. The authors skillfully recreated the atmosphere of a harsh male movie where the main characters fight for their lives by all means. As a result, we get a good story about survival of strong-minded people looking for answers to their difficult questions. Number 8, The Equalizer 3. Italy against the backdrop of picturesque vistas. Another crime takes place which will be dealt with by former Special Agent Robert McCall. After being wounded, he is sent for treatment to the small village of Altamonte. Here, Robert gets acquainted with the locals and is slowly drawn into their problems. He learns that the Sicilian mafia collects money from people and unable to watch their suffering. Robert challenges the gang leader Marco. Definitely, the new part yields to the previous movies of dynamics and action before us is like, this is the story of a man who is tired of troubles and wants to go to a well-deserved rest. However, the inner sense of justice does not let him do it. Nevertheless, the lack of frequent action scenes does not prevent you from enjoying a strong story and ingenuity of reprisals, which are committed by the hero Denzel Washington.
Do I look like a killer?
Number 9, Pain Hustlers. Life as a single mother, Lisa Drake, is far from easy. Money is barely enough to support herself and her daughter Phoebe. Therefore, she is forced to work in a bar. However, soon everything changes when the girl meets a low-success businessman named Pete Brenner. Seeing the potential in Lisi, he calls the heroine to the pharmaceutical company in which he himself works. The girl will have to save the business from bankruptcy. However, she does not yet know that she will soon find herself at the center of a criminal conspiracy. The picture raises a serious problem of operational crisis overwhelm America. The story centers around the strong and unscrupulous character of the main heroine played by Emily Blunt. Ultimately, this is a high quality and intense tape about the inner kitchen of the pharmaceutical industry, which sometimes has no humanity and morality.
Hey! Get your shoes off! Get your shoes off!
Number 10, A Haunting in Venice. The legendary Detective Hercule Poirot is retiring. It is time to enjoy a simple life. However, suddenly his peace is broken by an old friend, writer Ariadne Oliver. She asks Poirot to help in an important case and invites him to a political seance. The purpose of the procedure is to summon the spirit of the dead daughter of a famous opera singer. The hero agrees. However, during the seance, there is a mysterious murder, and now Poirot has to solve it. This film is another adaptation of the work of the great writer Agatha Christie, with the correction of some changes in the history and place of action. Now the events take place in Venice. The picture retains the spirit of the classic detective using the usual elements of the narrative. The authors skillfully create an enchanting atmosphere of mysticism at the expense of not only plot twists, but also gloomy visually. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Put it a like if you liked the video and subscribe to the channel to not miss the next releases. Bye, everybody.